Hello, good evening. Very welcome, warm welcome to the programme. I know that quite a lot of people have been particularly looking forward to this show. You're not the only ones. I have as well. Can't wait to hear from our guest this evening. I am reliably told that he could fill not only this one show, but 2 or 3 more. So we'll have to really pack it all in with a guy who's part of a team that's packing them in at Bramall Lane at the moment. Many of us are saying it's the best football we've seen from a Sheffield United team, for some of us, in living memory. For me, I can go back to the Tony Curry, Alan Woodward era and can tell you quite faithfully and truthfully that the team at the moment, and for the past couple of seasons, is playing the best Sheffield United football since then. And one of the biggest reasons for that, one of the key reasons, is the guy who's sitting alongside me in the studio this evening. Very warm welcome to Mark Duffy.
Cheers, thank you.
Cheers. Second attempt to get you here.
Yeah.
The first one fell foul of a rare poor performance, I think sometime last season.
Yeah, poor performance.
I think everybody got a little bit of a...
Yeah, got a bit of a dressing down, so we went aloud, and it just wasn't the right time to come, and you know, this seems the right moment, really.
So you can understand why I was nervous watching on TV at Reading last Saturday. I've been to Hillsborough. I caught the second half. I think he'd come on.
Yeah, that's it. Well, it wasn't a great first half.
You had your rollicking at half time.
Yeah, you had the rollicking, and then obviously second half was a much better performance, and the performance what we've grew accustomed to, really, and we end up, you know, 2-0 winners. So yeah, everyone was in a better mood.
Yeah, and perfect setup for tomorrow evening at Bramall Lane. It looks like a classic contest, Sheffield United versus West Bromwich Albion.
Yeah, it's another big game in the league. They all come thick and fast, and I say it's another big game, and you know, I think we need to start capitalising and you know, really putting our marker down if we want to be contenders, really. Yeah,
because you've had these games like Leeds, and you think this could be a pivotal game, and you've played well, but just dipped out.
That's it. We played really well, and it was a strange game because the amount of man marking, what was going on. I think usually it only happens on one player, but when I've looked back at it, I think there was 4 players getting man marked in the game. Yeah. There's 4 players getting.
You'd be one.
Yeah, I was getting followed everywhere. It's coming a bit of a thing now, but it's good because you know it makes you think a little bit more about the game and where's the space, and you've got to create space for other players and stuff like that. But Leeds was strange because they had 4 man markers. But again, we thought we played well. We had a few chances, but obviously, you know, a mistake cost us the game, really. But you know, Dino's been brilliant for us over the course of the season, so he's allowed one, but no more though.
And it was great to see him just come off with his head held high, so fully accept it, and the crowd, you know, were in the right spirit with him and applauded him off. You don't very often see that for an error of some magnitude.
No, you know, that just shows his character. You know, he's a young keeper. They're going to make mistakes. All young players do. But his character's, you know, is brilliant, and he brings something to the team, not just his ability football-wise, you know, character-wise, and the fans love him. I see all the stuff he does with them, and you know, everyone at Sheffield United love him, really.
You know, something about that Leeds game was a bit of a throwback. There was some very feisty challenge, fierce stuff going in that game. What I kind of liked about it was that little bit of old-fashioned, but also the way it was accepted by both teams. Did you feel?
Oh yeah, I think from my point of view, and the gaffer, you know, he enjoys the competitive side, and he wants us to be, you know, really competitive against every team that we play. And maybe that's one thing in the league that other teams mightn't, you know, they mightn't be doing as much as others. And you know, at the end of the day, it works. You know, if you're competitive and you put your foot in, you let your opponent know that you're there to, you know, to win, really. And you know, Leeds done it against us, we done it back to them, and at the end of the day, you know, you shake hands at the end of it, as long as there's no over-the-top challenges, you shake hands and you walk off.
Do you know what I thought? I thought if that had been a Premier League game, you'd have had players rolling around.
Possibly, yeah.
Feigning injury and all sorts.
Yeah.
You know, you don't see as much of that in the Championship, and that's why I think it's so refreshing.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of people enjoy watching the Championship. There's an honesty to it where, you know, players, you know, they're all after that big prize of the Premier League, and they'll put their bodies on the line for it, really, and you see that on match day.
Well, 3rd versus 5th at Bramall Lane tomorrow evening. Yet again, in front of the TV cameras. I think it's part of a sequence of 3 in a row that you... So you must be doing something right, but I'm not sure it's a good thing for the club, really.
I don't know. You know, obviously other teams raise the games as well. Obviously you're on Sky, and it's a big game. But yeah, we've been on the telly quite a lot recently, and even last year we were on the telly quite a lot. You know, I have texts off my friends saying, "Oh, you're on the telly again."
Not again.
I know. But yeah, we managed to get the win on the weekend, because, you know, it's important that you do win on the telly. You don't want that, you know, you get the monkey off the back sort of thing. Yeah. So it was a good win.
Yeah, because you've had 1 or 2 that have gone the other way. Derby, for instance.
Yeah, and we played well. We played
Leeds.
really well in the first half against
Sheffield
Derby.
Wednesday, it didn't...
That was boring.
Boring.
Yeah,
Well,
boring
and
game.
playing as well.
Yeah, you know,
Lots of the ball,
parking the bus, as Mourinho's the tactics.
Okay, I did tell Sheffield Wednesday fans on Twitter.
Yeah, be careful. I'll have to be careful.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that. I told Al's fans on Twitter today that they were safe to watch part 1, because we wouldn't be talking about that goal.
Yeah.
That goal will be talked about for as long as he wants to in part 2 this evening. I still think they'll watch.
Yeah.
I still think
probably.
they'll watch.
Yeah, probably.
What a climb in your career, and this is something that I think you share in common with your manager, because his career has got, as a manager, I'm talking about, has gone from non-league.
Yeah.
You know, if you had a graph of it, it'd be going like that.
Yeah.
And exactly the same is true of your playing career, isn't it?
Yeah.
Having started with a big club, Liverpool.
Yeah, obviously started with Liverpool, and I was there for a long time, 7 till 17. Got released, and you know, it was heartbreaking, really, but, you know, it toughened you up. And then obviously you go down the non-league route, and Prescott Cables and Southport, and then you take that leap into the Football League then, and hoping that you can make that step, really. And each step that I've gone, you know, I've been quite comfortable in it. And yeah, it's been an upward trend, really, and hopefully we can take that one more step to the promised land.
Yeah, you've gone through, as you say, Southport and Morecambe, Scunthorpe. We'll bring Alan Nill into the conversation later, because you played for Nilly there. Doncaster Rovers, Birmingham City, sort of moving upwards. Chesterfield on loan, and Burton Albion, and finally Sheffield United, for obviously the best.
Yeah, definitely the best. I've had opportunities to come to Sheffield United in the past, possibly twice before, but I always wanted to play at the highest level I could, and the teams like Doncaster and Birmingham they were in the Championship at the time, so it just wasn't right, and it mightn't have worked out if I come here earlier, you know, you never know.
Oh, Danny Wilson tried to sign you on
that. Danny Wilson tried to sign me when he was the manager, and they had a really good team as well at the time. But as I said, I always wanted to play at the highest level I possibly could, and the Championship was that level that I wanted to play at.
403 career appearances, if I've got my maths correct, which is pretty rare. 44 goals. You're not a prolific scorer, but that's not bad for what is termed to be a winger. I know your role has changed now. Sheffield United, 98 appearances coming up for the... Did you know that?
I didn't know, no.
A couple short of the century, so it won't be West Brom, it'll be the one after that. Just remind me where that is, if selected.
Yeah. Is it Ipswich?
It's Ipswich away, I think.
Maybe, yeah.
And 12 goals, including a particularly big one that we'll come to later. Do you know, when I looked on Wikipedia yesterday, you're still described as a winger there.
Yeah. A large part of my career, I was an out-and-out winger. You know, you'd be judged on sort of, you know, getting the ball, beating your man, getting crosses in the box, and a lot of managers I played under would be like, you know, can you get 5-6 crosses in the first half, 5-6 crosses in the second half, and that would be a good game. Whereas now, wingers are probably judged on more like making them inside runs and getting goals more, where the game's changed sort of. But yeah, I've moved from being, you know, stuck on the right, and now I obviously moved inside, which I find more comfortable really and better.
The game's become more fluid and less rigid in it, because it was quite rigid. If you played a 4-4-2, you've got 2 wide people, 2 fullback. It's less rigid now, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And you know, if a team can't get you the ball, and you're stuck on the wing, you know, you're useless really, because you know you can't really get the ball and you're not doing nothing. So as you said, the game's more fluid now. You can come inside off the line and play in the pockets and, you know, cause defenders problems, and I think obviously that's the way the game's gone, and I think for the better really.
And do you think it's extended your career? You're 33 now, you don't look it, don't play like it, but do you think that change of role has given you a lease of life that wasn't
definitely there? You know, obviously stuck on the wing, people would judge you on your pace and stuff like that, but I've never been blessed with great pace. But you know, moving inside, pace is definitely not one of the main characteristics that you need. It's more like your technical ability, your awareness around you, your weight of pass and stuff like that. And you know, as long as my body's, you know, fine, which it is, I could play that role for many years to come.
Many years to come, yeah. I mean, are you looking at any particular targets? A lot of players say, I'd like to play till I'm 40.
Yeah.
You would? Seriously? Realistically?
Honestly, like, I you know, I've got another, I think, 18 months here, but there's no way I'm going to be packing in the next 2, 3, 4 years, you know. My body feels good, and I'm still enjoying it, still enjoying training, still enjoying learning, and I can see myself playing for easily another 4 or 5 years. And
you could play at the top. Now, what a fairy tale that would be, having been all the way down into non-league, and at one time questioning whether you even enjoyed the game. Weren't you? You had a job alongside playing Vauxhall Motors, Prescott Cable.
Yeah, no. Obviously, when I got released by Liverpool, it was, you know, it was heartbreaking. So you sort of fall out of love with the game, and you know, you're thinking, you know, where's my life gonna go here? And I started, you know, done a bit of, everyone goes on. I was a scaffolder. I'd done 6 weeks work in scaffold, and then went back to college and started playing for the college team, and got a job for the council. As a sport development officer, like an apprentice sport development officer. So yeah, I just, you know, started doing that, and then I had a friend, Leeds, who played for Swansea.
Swansea, goal scorer.
Yeah, he was really good player. He just said to me, you know, you're wasting away here, because we used to play like 5-a-sides on like a Thursday, and he said, you know, you need to do something with yourself. You know, you've got, you know, really good ability, and he took me down to Wrexham and stuff, and got me back enjoying football really. And then I went to Prescott Cables, and, you know, started enjoying it even more. Yeah,
started to climb from there. And I think the first time you actually played in this kind of number 10 role was actually at Burton, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Jimmy Floyd Hasselback.
Yeah, Jimmy phoned me up, and he obviously Burton wasn't a massive club in the league at the time, in League One, and he just said, you know, we've got a good team, we're looking for a bit of experience, and I want to change it all a little bit, and we want to put you off the front. You know, we can outnumber teams with you in there, and you know, we rely on your creativity really. So it was a role that I really enjoyed, and
And Nigel Clough took over from Jimmy, didn't he?
Yeah, Nigel took over. And
you worked for Nigel as well?
Yeah, Nigel took over.
It strikes me you'd be his sort of player.
No, Nigel, me and him really got on. He'd play me all over. I'd be 10 some games. I'd be on the wing. I'd be on the left wing. So yeah, he just utilised me more all over the pitch really. Yeah.
In a moment, I'm just going to ask you to describe how you feel it works, and you're sort of cogging the wheel of Sheffield United, and how you see your role. Yeah. But before we're going to have a look at one of these charts. Now, you'll be familiar, I think, with these charts, perhaps more so than me, because I know it's been part of the game and part of your training regime for some time. But there's a guy, well, first of all, I'm going to tell you, James Sosick is the name of the fellow that runs a website and a Twitter site called Blades Analytics. He's been a guest here, and he had a terrific response to that. I've asked him to produce an up-to-date, okay, what are these, I don't know, I call it a pie chart back from my school days, but it's based on metrics, okay? Yeah. Now, you're looking at that. I think you can probably identify that and make sense of it more than I can, but I've got a list of points here if you can't. What does that tell you about you?
No, it's just saying, obviously, you know, the successful dribbles, scoring contribution,
Yeah.
Key passes.
So where it's particularly
It's quite high
heavy
in
is down there towards the bottom and to the left, and that's the creativity area. And in comparison with other number 10s in the EFL, James told me today that your numbers put you in the top 5%, right? The very top bracket of that category for your position.
Yeah.
The stats to the top and the right are scoring stats. Bottom to bottom left are creativity stats, and top left are kind of pressing stats, tackling, interceptions, which isn't essentially the main part of your game.
No.
But for creativity, and you excel in the creativity. In fact, you lead the league in passes within 25 metres of goal. So there we are, within 25 metres. The key area in that sort of pocket picking area where you operate, you're particularly effective there.
That the areas that we want to get in really, and the areas I want to get in and create them chances for the strikers like Billy and Leon and all the others really. So yeah, it's good to see that them stats.
I mean, it's what you're working with that makes it effective and makes it work, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
So how do you see it when you go out on the field? What do you tell yourself you've got to do on any given game?
There's so much that goes on in the game. My role is to find the overloads all over the pitch really, and whether it's in the middle of the park, can me, Flecky and Ollie get the overload in midfield first and dominate the ball in midfield, then when Enda gets the ball and Jack, can we get the overload on the left, right, and then join in up at the top really. So I'm just sort of floating around and making that extra man all over the pitch really, so there's always a spare man to make that pass to.
I always think there's an element of maths to your game, trigonometry, and the triangles that you're trying to work. And your brain must be spinning all the time, just trying to work out where they are. Sometimes
in the game, you look around and as the game's going on, you're thinking to yourself, right, there's no space in the middle of the park, where can I go? Is it either side of the the holding midfielder? So you'll pull him over to there and you're looking around to see if he's coming with you. But at the same time, you're thinking, right, if I get the ball now, I can manipulate him in a certain way, and and free other players up really. So there's so much thinking going on as the game's going on.
Yeah, and aside from two pacey and direct wing backs that you've got, as you say, you've got the overlapping centre back option, be it Chris Basham, who's probably in the form of his life like yourself. And Jack O'Connell.
Yeah, for me, they're key players in the system. It's the unique style that we play with the overlapping centre half sort of, because I think they both play like right back or left back, or Bash has played in midfield, so they're both comfortable defending 1v1s. They're both comfortable on the ball, which is unique. Obviously, defenders, centre halves don't really like coming out the middle and defending against wingers. They feel a little bit exposed, whereas Jack and Bash, they feel comfortable doing that, and that's why we're so good at it, because they are comfortable doing that. And then obviously when we have the ball, they can step in, because again they've played in midfield and left back and right back. Yeah, they're both tremendously powerful and can get down the line, can whip a ball in. And the great thing about it is that you're detailing it here, and everybody knows what you've just said, really. Yeah. Every opposition knows that that's the way you play. Yeah. But knowing it and stopping it is are two different things, aren't they? Yeah, you can watch videos, you can analyse us as much as you want, really, but until you're in front of us trying to stop it, that's a different thing, because of the pace and power and the intensity that we play at. Personally, I think when we play well, it's hard to stop. We just need to, when we are playing well, get them goals and get the points that we deserve. Because there's no point playing well and not getting them points. Yeah. You've had to earn that's a real pet hate of the gaffer. Yeah. Hey, I think I'm right in saying you've got management ambitions one day. I have, yeah, I have. We're coming up to the end of part one. Yeah. So that's the topic for part two. Okay. Along with that goal, along with lots of other stuff, your relationship with Alan Neil, Blades topics generally, roundup of the whole region sport with James Gregg, who's got some questions for you as well. Yeah. Don't go away. Mark Duffy will still be here in 5. See you then.